Hey guys, I just wanted to share a few messages that came in and some cards that kept haunting me a little bit. I was like, there's a deeper, why do these keep coming up? There's something more here, or something that I need to reiterate. And then some clarification on these cards that came up, especially with the Seven of Pentacles, Archangel Raphael and Gabriel, when I was talking about the angel responsible for blossoming and ripening fruit. I was like, did I mix Raphael and Gabriel together, and why? So I got to go back and correct myself, but my team was like, no, not a correction, go back and explain the connection. Okay, so we're going to get into that Ten of Cups connection too. So, and whenever I'm flowing in spirit, it'll probably never get on camera unless it's being secretly recorded, which, you know, it's no secret that we're all being recorded anyway. Yep, the whole town now is going to those LED lights, but that's you know, that's a different topic. I don't want to bore people with my mission, so, but we're going to talk about that too. Oh, first I want to share, you know what's so good is frozen strawberries blended with Arizona iced tea energy drink. So good. I even left the green tops on the strawberries. Oh my goodness. That is so tasty. I am yumming it. So I seem kind of like a crazy person when I'm flowing in spirit, so I kind of do it at my house in the privacy of my own home, and no company, which I never have anyway, but so yeah. But as I go through things and just open up as a channel, then near the end when it starts calming down, these like loaded statements, kind of, it's all the information is contained within the statement. That's kind of how God talks. It's like, just, there's a lot to it's like those little, I always relate it to those little like little bath dinosaurs, or they used to have these little washcloths that were just all bunched up in a little, and then it expands, and then it's like a washcloth, but it's all compressed into a tiny little, you know, or those little tiny little like dinosaur whatever they're made out of for like kids, and then they expand and turn into this big thing. So anyway, that's kind of how like I think about, you know, in respect to the way God talks. So you can get a very clear message, and then from that there's a lot of different things you can expand on that's contained within that loaded statement. So and then I'm going to share some oracle cards that I pulled for myself earlier when I did my own personal tarot throw for myself today. The one that I shared earlier, I did that yesterday, and that was left out of overnight, so, but I didn't get to sharing it, so that's why I shared it today, blah blah blah. So I do want to share the oracle cards that I pulled, but first I want to talk about the messages that came through, and then how they're connected to these cards. And then these, I don't know if you can see, but so, and I have to go through and write these down, all the synchronicities that were happening recently, but these are the 3 pennies, and I looked at the dates, they all reduced to a 2, it was 222. I picked up the mica, it fell off, and then I started talking about Capella. Okay, so I got off on a tangent, and I forgot about the Micaela, who's the bus driver. Okay, so I don't want, that's a bunch of stuff, so that I'm going to do a completely separate video of all the awesome synchronicities, name synchronicities, all that. Okay, so numbers have been coming in a lot lately too. As soon as I said goodbye, God bless, thank you, and went to grab my phone to call the taxi to pick me up because I was early getting done with my doctor's appointment, which, okay, I'm not going to go into all the aspects of that, but it was 11:11 on my phone. The time was 11:11. So anyway, but the Divine Mother, oh my gosh, just the name synchronous, there was so much. Every time I go to the clinic, I swear to God, there's so much, especially this time. a lot of good stuff I wanted to share just about that alone. So I mean, just going to a doctor's appointment or going to the thrift store, it's like I have all these magical experiences and synchronicities, and this journey is so awesome, isn't it, you guys? I mean, you gotta admit, even with all the barfing and whatever we experience, but basically I just go straight to that because that's probably the worst you can experience, you know, besides like a rash and migraine, like barfing, okay? Yeah, so the first thing I got was the light casts a shadow where there's a block. And that's pretty straightforward. And I just kind of drew like a little sun here, that's a light, and then here's the block, right? Even if it presents itself as white, as pure, whatever, it's a block and it casts a shadow, okay? And one of my brothers out here, he has a special talent for that, and that was kind of, when that came out of me, I thought about what he had, that came into my mind as a visual, because I watched that video. I'm like, oh, okay, that has to also do with a healing aspect and mission too. But what it led me to was how we know that duality and oneness is coexisting. Okay, there's different realities. Yes, we create our own reality, but from the foundation of duality or oneness, because they're both happening down here, okay? Now we can say the dark, the devil, the demons, whatever. I'm not afraid of these terms, so this, you know, I know what's going on out here. I don't try to pussyfoot around anything, okay? Demons exist, they're real. But as above, so below, as within, so without. So these are archetypes, aspects of self. You can look at them as winged creatures, however you want to project the image, okay? That's why a lot of people, they need an image of God of like, you know, this white bearded man in the sky wagging his finger, and Jesus Christ, this blonde hair, blue eye, whatever, okay? So it doesn't matter. Whatever image you need to project, okay? There's no judgment. So I like to say God, the devil, just to keep it simple, straightforward, and cut right to the chase. Like I said, I don't like to pussyfoot around, and if you can't handle it, then this channel isn't for you, and that's fine. There's other teachers and healers and card readers you can go to that just talk about light and love and universe and never mention God or Jesus, but over here, that's, you know, we go straight to the core. And God found me. I didn't find God. I was agnostic my whole life. I'm not going to explain my whole story, but yeah, very pragmatic Capricorn, get good grades, get a job, go to school, you know, work. Oh God, at one point I was working like a full-time job and a part-time job. I was working 60 to 70 hours a week. No, I had a 30-hour and a 40-hour. Yeah, so I was working 70 hours a week, going to school more than full-time. And that also had to do because I was in a bad relationship, and I was just trying to, that was near the end when I just really didn't want to be in the home at all. I was saving up my paychecks. Anyway, we're not going to go down that road, but, you know, trying to get ahead doing it like that, I just ended up more alone, more broke, more desperate, more brokenhearted, all that, okay? It never got me anywhere, okay? Surrendering to God and being broken down by God and built up in the way God wanted me to be is the only way that I came into any knowing, got back to who I truly am, just realizing your own power and the power to manifest, all these things, okay? I didn't get any of that from getting A+ on my finals and my papers, but there were certain things that I learned for a reason. I studied sociology, metaphysics, and geology because the crystals, the metaphysics, understanding people and society, political science, all the lies, about the Federal Reserve, all these things I was supposed to learn because it's part of my path, my purpose, my teachings, my healings, whatever, okay? As a facilitator, as a channel, okay? It's not coming from me. So, even the things that I create, but, so the light casts a shadow where there's a block, okay? What I was getting from this is, so, you know, light casts a shadow. So, the darkness comes from the light, right? Not the other way around. God is the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning, the end, the light and the dark, okay? The dark comes from the light. The light casts a shadow. The shadow don't cast a light. It doesn't work in the reverse. So that's the difference. That's the difference between duality and oneness. Hold on, let me take a drink here. It's nice and cool in here because I have the AC on for a minute, but it's warm outside. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Oh, shouldn't do that over the cards. So, and also reminded me of an example I used in the past where, okay, as the light gets stronger, the darkness gets more desperate. And it may seem like the darkness is getting more powerful, but it's not, because it's not unified. It's like if you ever not throw something into an anthill, you don't want to do that, but you've ever accidentally stepped on one, okay? Or as a kid, we might poke a stick in there and all the ants go, whatever. Stupid kids, what we do, right? So we don't understand certain things. So no judgment there if you ever did that. Release that, let it go. No shame, no blame, no guilt. Okay. But you see how they all just scatter. It looks unified, like they're one big clump of darkness, right? I'm just using, ant medicine is good medicine actually. But I'm just using it as an example, visual. See, when it gets disturbed, they all scatter, and it's every man for themselves. So they're not unified. There's strength in unification, okay? And if you're unified within, you're unified without. So if the ant was unified itself, it would be unified with its brothers and sisters. And that's one of the oracle cards that came up, too, that I want to touch on. But, see, the light is unified, and it also transforms darkness into light. Just like the example, if you bring a candle into a dark room, it illuminates all shadows, okay? So shadows can't dim the light, but the light can illuminate the darkness. Okay, that's the difference between duality and oneness. There's strength in the light. There's strength in oneness. There's only fear in darkness. Scattered, chaotic, okay, fumbling around in the dark, all the things about the dark, okay? And I'm not talking about the aspects of like the dark mother, the earth, okay, that's separate. So, as light workers, star seeds, whatever, angelics, twin flames, there's no need to fear the darkness. We have the power to transmute the darkness and illuminate it. That's really our job. And our mission as twin flames, if people are coming to us for readings, healings, teachings, and they've identified themselves as twin flames, it's our job to empower them to, or make them aware of the fact that twin flames have a very important mission. That we have a very important job. So if you're identifying yourself as a twin flame, it's time to step up into mission. You have a very important duty as an angelic to not help just other twin flames. The help that you give other twin flames is, oh, you're a twin flame, you're a twin flame? What's your mission? Not, what can I help you heal? No, that needs to hurry up and get done. A lot of people are taking way too long with this healing and purging, and they just keep going because it's at a certain point that's victim mentality. Okay, and martyrdom, because you don't want to change. Because change is difficult. You may lose all your friends. Okay, I understand, but I'm saying it gets to a point where it's victimization, victimhood, and it's not empowering people. If you've identified yourself as a twin flame, okay, it's time to step into mission. Unless you're just realizing you're a twin flame and you're going through a bunch of shit. But if you've been doing this for years, we need to be more on mission. And that's more than just doing card readings and channeled messages and talking only about union. And we really need to and then I'm like, that's where I am. I'm at the end then, and a lot of other people are too. They're not focusing so much on the divine masculine and just what he's doing. That we need to get through that. A lot of people are dragging their feet with that. If you've identified as a twin flame, I'm going to say it again, it's time to step into mission. Okay? Unless you're just finding out, okay? But there's so much information out there now that there's really no excuse. We need to start really stepping into mission. And for me, that's Morgellons, chemtrails, you know, I walk the life. I've never had a car. I walk everywhere. Very rarely do I even take a bus. I take a taxi to my appointments, but I'll walk home. I'll only get a ride there and back if it's like, you know, an hour away in Sacramento or something like that. You know, as much as I can, I'll walk. If I have to get up early in the morning or go shopping in the evening when it's cooler, and I like to live in small towns so that I can walk. Okay, if I want to go somewhere far, you know, once in a while, I'll, you know, maybe get a ride from a friend or I'll use a taxi. But I don't really feel the need to travel and do all this stuff, be in a plane, be in a car. You know, my vehicle is my body. I try to live as naturally as I can, and I walk the talk. And that's what I am calling others to do too. So, and then for those who aren't twin flames, and I know some people say everyone's a twin flame. I don't know. But I'm just saying, some people will identify with it and other people won't identify with it. So I'm not sure if everyone is a twin flame. You know, because it's the one faux, you know? So I don't know if everyone's a twin flame. But as a twin flame, we are the elect. We are the light of the world. Okay? It is our duty to make sure that everyone knows the whole truth. The lies we're being told by our government, all of it, everything, how damaged the earth. I mean, come on, people. We need to be more than just like doing twin flame readings for people and so on and so forth. If you've identified yourself as a twin flame, and especially if you're in union now, it's really time to step up. And it's not just helping twin flames get into union. It's about stepping into mission. You know, we don't know if union is going to be for everyone. We only know our own experience. Now, I keep hope alive that yes, everyone comes into union, but to focus on that, I think is going to damage your union. I really believe that, because once you get into union, and then, I'm all about the and then now we got to talk about serious issues. We really have to, it's our duty to wake people up and help them ascend. So if you're identified as a twin flame, you're going to twin flame readers, healers, and so on and so forth. Get through your shit, okay? Don't stay there too long, because then you're just being a victim. As a twin flame, you have a duty, a responsibility to direct others, not just help other twin flames. We have a duty to help people to wake up, to help facilitate the awakening and the ascension of everyone on the planet. How can we do that if we're just doing twin flame stuff? We're not talking about, the Federal Reserve, all these different things, okay? This should just be basic knowledge. And people don't even want to use the word demon. I mean, they're afraid to use the word God. I mean, come on, people. We're never going to get anywhere if we're getting stuck on this stupid shit. Okay, I'm starting to flow in spirit, and I don't want to, start getting too, crazy lady goes to jail. That's when, I do that off camera. So, very important about stepping into mission. Very important message. It is our duty as twin flames to help facilitate the awakening and the ascension of Gaia and everything on the face of the earth. To heal the air, the water. This is our responsibility. This is why we're being broken down by God, so we can be built up in the way that He, and that's just a pronoun, don't get stuck on He, She, okay, Mother, Father, God. I believe in the divine feminine and divine masculine aspects of God. Keter is the one source, and it splits into Binah, Chokmah. Okay, so anyone who wants to say, oh, let's not call God He, you don't, look at other videos that I've done that. Some people just jump on one video and they're just like, judging one thing I said and they haven't seen any other video that I've ever done. So people, do your research, and I'll get advice about Morgellons and this and that. It's like, people, go back and look. I already did a video about baking soda and Morgellons. Like, people want to teach me stuff, but it's like they just look at one video. They don't look at anything else, any other content on your channel. So I appreciate it, but okay, moving on from that. So this is the card that goes with this. In order to make true connections, we have to connect through that which is true. So we're wondering why, you know, people are out here, they're killing themselves, like literally committing suicide. Because first of all, as within, so without. So we need to make all these connections within. Okay, however you do it, you can do past life therapy. I mean, you don't have to even do that. And then you can get kind of stuck in the fantasy of that. So we got to focus on this life right here. Mind, body, soul. Not mind, body, spirit. Spirit is perfect ether. That's your perfect pure energy, the essence from which you came, which is pure. So the soul, the mind, and the body. Okay, your soul is like what we call our heart. Okay, that's the thing that's been damaged and hurt and experienced life after lifetime. Okay, lifetime after lifetime. So we first have to connect within. Not just within, but our physical body. So mind, body, soul. Okay, we're led by our spirit, which is pure. It's the thing directly connected to God, or you could say our higher self. So, which is the divine feminine, our higher aspect, I think, that leads us is the feminine. Okay, we both have masculine and feminine, but I believe the spirit is, because it's such unconditional love. So I see that as feminine. So we have to make these connections within. True connections within, okay? Not, I went to the hair salon and beauty parlor and I feel so good about myself. No, true connections with the earth, with purifying, with baths and teas and essential oils and whatever, but true connections, okay? Not 3D matrix connections, because you're going to feel empty again, okay? It's not going to be a true connection, so it's not going to be satisfying. So you have to make true connections within yourself first, okay? Like, we're going to the beauty salon, but we really need to lose 200 pounds. This is what I'm talking about, okay? So you're not going to be satisfied because you're still going to be feeling lethargic and tired and whatever, okay? Same with me. Like, I got to cleanse myself and my home of Morgellons, and I mean, so, you know, me doing anything like superficial to try to compensate for that, it's not going to get me anywhere. So connections within equals connections between, okay, so within and without. So meaning just outside of you, not a lack of. But so in order to make true connections, we have to connect through that which is true. So not connecting with others because they have the same skin color, or you're in the same age group, or you're the same gender, you went to the same school, you make the same amount of money, you're just from the same country or neighborhood, whatever. Making true connections based on whatever is true. So all these existential, all these tangible matrix things about ourselves. I'm a lawyer. This is not your innate truth, though. We are eternal beings of light. Light is truth. Light is love. That's why I say eternal beings of light. That's what we are. So, you know, when we start from there, see, this is the white light of the unified rainbow. Duality versus oneness. It's not oneness versus duality. It's duality versus us, the white light. They're afraid of us. That's why the darkness tries to, it's afraid of the light, because it transmutes it into light. It's going to change from darkness into light. The light isn't afraid of the darkness. We transmute that shit all into light. That's why I believe even the dark, the fallen angels, whatever you want to call them, demons, Lucifer, I believe They all came from the light. We can all be transmuted back into light and return to the light. So if we have unconditional love for ourselves, that's why we need to love ourselves first, because then, and that's the big thing about twin flames. They've done a lot of shit where we want to, you know, and we've done a lot of shit, so they want to, you know, resentment, hold grudges, all that. So it's about unconditional love for the self. It extends to the twin flame. It extends to all. Because if you don't love all, you're not going to want to help them awaken and ascend. You're going to be like, fuck those people, you know, fuck them, let them die, let them burn in hell, whatever, however you want to say it. But that's why we need to start here with the self, make those true connections within, so we love ourselves in a true way. We can love ourselves unconditionally. We can love our twins unconditionally. We practice that unconditional love. We have unconditional love for all. Then we have an outlet, okay? There's no block. We extend that to everyone. We have unconditional love for all. And when we have that, we want to help people. We want them to know the truth, the love, and the light. Help facilitate their awakening and ascension. And this Three of Pentacles kept coming up, and I was like, there's something more here that, because this mountain, I kept seeing this mountain. See how it looks like all these different pathways, okay? Crevasses, whatever, escarpments, you know, where it's big chunks, you know, of snow, like, that's when it, like, kind of falls down and scrapes off a big chunk of the mountain. This kind of looks like the Matterhorn, the mother horn. But all these different pathways, and some, you know, this definitely isn't a pathway. You got to maneuver around this dark pit, this escarpment right here. You got to move around, you know, you got to find the pathways. You got to see the blocks and recognize it, okay? You saw it, you recognized it for what it was, and now keep moving along the path. Find a solution, which is continuing on the path. Now, there's no judgment. There's many different paths, as you can see. Let's just focus on the mountain there. So there's many different paths, and it's three, okay? So this is the Trinity, Withinity, mind, body, soul. This is our journey down here on earth through the physical plane, the physical vessel. Now, all these paths lead to right here. They all eventually lead to the same place. So it doesn't matter, you know, as long as you're ascending, as long as you keep going up the mountain, right? You can even take a rest for a minute. You even went the wrong way. You saw this big escarpment. You're like, oh shit, now I got to backtrack a little bit and go back up over here because this is a block. And okay, but I recognize it. It's a block. Okay, and then you leave it behind and you move on. So it doesn't matter which way, as long as you keep going up. Get back on track. If there was a delay or whatever, get back on track. As long as you keep ascending, then it doesn't matter which path you take. They all lead to the same place. Ascension. So, cooperate with self. These are the three primary colors. The primaries of you are mind, body, soul. Solar plexus. The mind is very blue, logic, the masculine. The body is very feminine, the red, the blood, the body, the birth. Solar ascension. Now, you take red and blue, it makes purple. Now, it's the opposite color of yellow on the color wheel. Because when you balance masculine and feminine, you're vibrating at the highest frequency, just like the crown chakra, the violet crown, okay? Now, that balance brings you into alignment with Source, God Creator, That's the golden consciousness. It's a physical path we take through the body. That's the journey through the earth. The earth is just a bigger scale of the body. It's a living, breathing thing. And all the way from the micro to the macro. So your organs in and of themselves, okay, made up of all these cells that, okay, so every level in between, from the microest micro to the macroest macro, we're all doing this. Balance. Getting to this golden consciousness, which is the peak of our existence. That's ascension. Balancing the masculine and feminine, so we're vibrating at this highest frequency of violet. And colors really do, you can look it up, colors really have, you know, purple flowers have the highest frequency because of the color that they are. They're the balance of the red and the blue, the masculine and feminine. And that's the golden consciousness. That high vibratory state brings you into alignment with Christ's heart-centered consciousness. See, the balance is in the heart. 3 chakras above, 3 chakras below. And when you're balanced and your heart's centered, you're vibrating at the highest frequency. That's the golden Christ consciousness. And it has to be balanced, okay? All the way from the crown, all the way down to the root. Masculine, feminine, balance. Golden consciousness, high vibration. Keep it moving. That's ascension. Whatever path you take, that's between you and God. As long as you keep moving up, you'll reach the pinnacle, the peak. All paths of righteousness, which means just keep on moving up, up, up. As long as you keep moving up, you'll reach it, okay? Everyone will. As long as they do like what I explained, okay? We all know this innately within us, but sometimes, you know, we are in the 3D, so sometimes we need a visual and stuff, hence, you know, why a lot of people like cards, and it makes it more fun than just talking, and so, you know, visual presentation. And, you know, the beautiful artists who have created these cards and stuff for us, you know, it takes a long time. There's a lot that goes into all the artwork, even if it's computer design, you know, sometimes that can take even longer than painting it. So, anyway, these cards, did I say all the things on here? Yes, okay. It was just those 3 things. Okay, so, I have this wind chime that's Archangel Gabriel because it's blowing a trumpet, an angel blowing a trumpet. Gabrielle because when she came to me in my dream and warned me that I learned the AKE, blah, blah, blah. If you follow me, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into that. I already went off on tangents enough. But it was a female. So, you know, the archangels can come as masculine or feminine. They can embody whatever you are projecting. That's how they will come to you. So, but you may not even know, like I didn't even know that was Archangel Gabriel until I started learning about the angels, and the Archangel Gabriel is like the announcer, the director, the MC, also comes and warns you about things, lets you know someone's coming. Have you ever had a dream about someone and then 3 days later they, you know, call you or come or, you know, whatever. But usually if it's an angel, you'll know they'll embody a physical body in your dream. So the wind chime is Archangel Gabriel, and I have these little wind turners, 1 green and 1 purple, and the purple one has 1 large crystal hanging on it, and they're just cheap little ones I got from the Dollar Tree, but these crystals were the jewelry making supplies that I inherited from my late sister, and so some of the crystals that were just kind of like these junk crystals and maybe I had a chip or whatever in them, they're probably just they might be quartz crystal, I'm not sure, but they're just, you know, carved into like chandelier kind of crystals, okay? They could be glass, but so the green one has 3 smaller ones, okay? And the purple one has 1 big one. So the green is Archangel Raphael, and the 3 chakras above, 3 chakras below, that's heart-centered, that's the green, that's Archangel Raphael. And I didn't even know when I put this together that that was Archangel Gabriel. I think that was from my grandfather's house. And then the purple, Archangel Michael, okay, and that the one that had the 1 big crystal on there. So that's the oneness, the high vibration, okay, but to get there, we have to be heart-centered, we have to be balanced. So Archangel Raphael is also the angel of blossoming and ripening fruit. Okay, so both actually are in this card, okay? So it's blossoming and ripening fruit, maturity, okay? Patience is like, you know, when we're immature, we want it now, we want it now. A sign of maturity is being patient. So it's very healing, very centered. Archangel Raphael, okay, blossoming and ripening fruit. But see how this is like a trumpet flower and they're announcing. So it's also Archangel Gabriel. He actually gives the call and the announcement when it's harvest time, when the fruits are ready. He lets you know when it's time to move on to the next stage. He's like the MC, you know, that ushers around the crowd. Okay, the ceremony's over. Now we're going to have the reception. Please, everyone, enter the reception room, and we're going to have blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's Archangel Gabriel, like the MC of the angels. And Archangel Raphael is the one who tries to get you unified within, aligned, centered, balanced. That's maturity, that's growth, that's healing. That's what his whole duty is to ripen you, to grow you, to help you along your journey of growth, ripening, maturity, blossoming. And it comes from balance and heart-centeredness. That green chakra, the anahata. Ana means God's grace. And when you're heart-centered, you feel God's grace. Okay, and Archangel Gabriel is there to announce the next phase. Let you know if you're going off track, you know, lets you know, some fruit is coming up for ripening, get ready, get prepared, or stay ready, whatever it is, you know, he's the MC. So Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Raphael. And that's my bloodlines, the Emerald Ray, you know, the Raphaim, the sons of Eber, all, okay, Weber is my last name. Oh, anyway, I can't go into everything, but you can go back and watch certain videos. If you care to know about your tribal lineage and stuff, you can pray to God and you will get answers. You will get dreams, signs, synchronicities, number codes, gematria. You'll be bombarded. If you want to know, and if you're hard-headed like me, you need it to be obvious, God will make it obvious for you. So, because I'm Capricorn, agnostic, pragmatic, almost my whole life until my awakening and everything, which I believe happened in, you know, about 10 years ago, but it didn't really boom and like almost kill me and everything till I met my twin flame. That was the month that I met him, the patch of rash started on the side of my finger, and I started getting all these, like, things started coming. I just started awakening. I got chronic fatigue, so my body started pushing out the Morgellons. The month, probably the moment that I connected with my twin flame, that started getting purged out of my body. So that's when the big stuff really started. So Archangel Raphael and all these, you figure out your angelic bloodline, your tribe, oh my gosh. Because that's what we are. We're the original Hebrews. We're the 144,000. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, whatever. We're the ancient co-founders. You know, we co-created the human race. We were we're the star seeds. We're the ones who first seeded this planet from the heavens. You know, the Elohim those are our bloodlines. It goes all the way back to that. And they say, oh, the fallen ones mated with the sons of, or the daughters of man. But, you know, I don't necessarily think that they're just all dark, demonic, fallen angels that bred, okay? How do you think we're angelics of the good angel bloodlines? Raphael, Michael, Hanael, Uriel, Gabriel, okay? We have the infection as well, okay? But we have angelic bloodlines. That's what the twin flames are. That's what the Hebrews, the original, the 144, that's what we are. It's not about being Jewish. So this Nine of Pentacles was coming up with the cardinal shamanic healing reading that I did for the cardinal signs. And I was thinking it was on one of the cards in the shamanic deck, but it wasn't. It had the falcons or whatever, but actually it was this card I was thinking of, because this has a cardinal. Okay, and I was talking about the messenger pigeons. Okay, so this cardinal, it has like a little messenger cap on that bird. And it's for focus. Okay, so with these gifts, see how luxurious, I mean, they're just like dressed in beautiful garb and beautiful like Native American, beautiful headdress, and just so creative, the bounty, the blessings of the Divine Feminine, the Divine Mother. God, Source, Creator, Mother, Father, God. So here's like the Divine Feminine, okay, see all the water? But then we also have, they're on the earth, it's of Pentacles, so it's also, Father, Mother and Father in balance. When you have that, you are bestowed your blessings, which are basically, that's just the way to unlock it. Balance is the key to unlocking the gifts that you were already given by God, lifetime after lifetime, okay? And that's another card that came up. So all these are coming together. Another oracle card that came up that I'll share here. So with these blessings, now when you come to this place where you're balanced and you're receiving your blessings, your gifts, you've unlocked it through balance, through the healing to get to balance, masculine, feminine, or masculine, feminine, earth, water, okay? I mean, I just mean like the tangible earth. Earth and water is of the divine Mother, Divine Feminine, but these pentacles are practical, left mind, left brain, masculine, okay? Providing, sustaining, all that. The feminine is sustained through the spirit. Okay, that's why she is the Holy Spirit. She leads the way. But the masculine is very, like, grounded, root chakra, okay? Money, practicality, we gotta eat, right? Well, that's a whole other story. We don't need money and all, but we all know this, that the system is an illusion, that we should just be free to roam and pick from the trees and live our life, and you're right, like we did in the very beginning, okay, the ancient tribes. So with these gifts comes a great responsibility. This message, this messenger bird, this bird brings a message. This cardinal represents the cardinal signs, which represent the 4 cardinal directions. So we have a great responsibility. These gifts aren't there to just, rest on our laurels and get all dressed up and party. We can do that, but we have a great responsibility to spread this message. Okay? See how it's right on top of the pentacle? They go hand in hand. Now, if you don't do anything with the message, your blessings can be stripped away. So that's why, you know, some of us, we don't even know. We're like, fuck, I'll just start a channel or something. I don't know, just to start getting the message out there. Write a blog, start a channel, just something. Right now, I got this message. I can't sleep. I got to get this message out, right? That's what we do. Because we know that it'll just keep coming into our dreams. When we hear that call, we have to heed that call and share the message. Whatever your message, whatever your truth is, whatever you're being guided to share. That's our duty. We may not even be getting paid for this, okay? But God will provide you with your blessings, even money, if you are doing what your team is guiding you to do. This is your duty, your responsibility to have direction. Reflect direction so others can have direction. Because when you have direction, you have clarity, you don't have confusion, you don't have doubt, and that's all fear-based stuff. So, the card that flipped out, this is the Sacred Rebels deck. The card that flipped out, okay, this is the Sacred Spiral. Very interesting. I didn't even think about that until just now. And I'll show you the card that went with that. So, and 3, 6, 9, any combination of a 3-digit number, it has to contain 1 3, 1 6, and 1 9. But it could be 639, 693, 369, 936. Okay, you get it? So, listening for truth. And you can look up the 936, 369. Tesla goes into that. It's a very magical number. I don't even know. It's so deep, okay? But all I know is that number 369 has always been with me. And I think I was born, I was thinking it was 342, but it's 324, I believe, which is 3 6. And then you add 3 and 6, you get 9. So 369, and just that combination has been with me for, probably 20 years. So, listening for truth. Okay, so these cards together, it's like listening for truth. Are you getting the message? Okay. Archangel Gabriel is sending out the message, represented by that messenger bird, for direction. And then when you go in the direction in which you're guided, you help facilitate that for others. It's like Harriet Tubman, the Underground Railroad. She's 1442. She's probably reincarnated as someone awesome right now. Could have been the doctor, the rheumatologist that I had a beautiful, anyway, that's a whole separate video, but listening for truth. Okay, and it's sacred knowledge, because that's the golden ratio, the golden mean. Okay. It's in pineapples, pine cones, seashell, everything. It's encoded. That's the God code, the golden ratio. 369. Okay. Truth. Divine truth and divine. Oh, these oracle cards are divine. So this flipped out. Okay, and see how she's naked? The naked truth. And that came to me in another reading. I was like, the naked truth. So there we go. And see how she's shining? Like, there's darkness all around her, but she's shiny. Like silvery, shiny. Okay. This was on the bottom. The Sacred Fool. And that reduces to a 4. That's card 40. Reduces to a 4. So, mind, body, soul. Is that blue, red, and green? So, and it's like, see how she's like, this is like her higher self, and this is her in the 3D. We create our own reality by tapping into our higher self, our spirit. That's how we become the Sacred Fool. We just totally surrender to our higher self. These are just the pure aspects. So that was on the bottom of the deck when that listening for truth flew out onto the floor, I believe. Was that the one that, well, it flew out. And this was on the top. Again, spirals of manifestation, that's 18. That reduces to a 9. So we have 36, which also reduces to a 9. So we have 3, 6, 9. The Sacred Fool is 4. So, and that's very balanced and of the earth. And I just realized, see, how the earth, the 3D version of yourself, the fleshly vessel, this is your higher self. There's 4. Okay, there's 2 sticks crossed, which makes 4 points. That's the direction. Now, if you listen to your higher self, you get direction, but you have to surrender to something higher than you. And if you're not comfortable with God, whatever, then your higher self, because your higher self is directly connected. You can call it your consciousness. Okay, your conscience. And okay, so 4, very much a number of the earth. The square represents that. So this is that sacred spiral, that golden spiral. We use that to create, to co-create down here, to manifest. We tap into that God code. So, you know, we got to listen for that truth, surrender to the higher self, so we know how to bring our spirit into form using the God code. The sacred golden ratio, the sacred golden mean, the golden spiral, whatever you want to call it. Phi. So, okay, those were those cards. And then I pulled, so that was the Sacred Rebels deck, okay? The one that flew out, and then the top and bottom cards when that flew out. This is the one that flew out. This is the back. This is the Isis Oracle deck. This is the one that flew out, okay? As above, so below, balance, masculine, feminine, okay? 3 chakras above, 3 chakras below. We're right here, heart-centered at the crux and the Vajra. Past life, present power, okay? These are the gifts, lifetime after lifetime, that have been inside us, locked away inside us, contained right here. This is our vessel. This also represents the body, like our hourglass shape, okay? Well, some people are pear-shaped or apple body, okay, but I'm this, but this basically is what we are, okay? Or your hourglass. You're either pear, apple, or hourglass. But this, anyway, nutrition, we're going to get into that in a whole different series, but these are the gifts that are unlocked through being balanced, listening to our higher selves. We can't tap into that unless we're balanced. That's what unlocks these gifts. See how they're protected by these cobras? That's right, because we're the 1-4-4. We're protected. We're shielded by God, okay? If you try to destroy us, we're just going to come back lifetime after lifetime until it's go time. So it's kind of go time, I think. Okay, hold on one second. Let me take another drink. I was flown in spirit earlier, and I already got mouth chapped, and I'm getting it again. There were so many strawberries in that. Okay, so past life, present power. The many spiritual faces of you. Okay? Mind, body, soul. It kind of looks like a captain's hat, right? You know, we are captains. You know, we have to help lead people and facilitate their awakening and ascension. So when that flew out, I can't remember which one was on the top and which one was on the bottom. I believe Divine Sisterhood was on the bottom. I can't remember, but when that flew out, one was the bottom card, one was the top card. Divine Sun Child, Blessings of the Sun Falcon. And that's one of my totems, Falcon. And then Divine Sisterhood, Community of the Spiritual Sisters and Brothers of the Light. Okay, masculine and feminine unite. Twin flames come together, help each other get through all the shit, okay? And then we got to step up because we're divine, okay? We're divine sun children. We're children of the sun. We're divine, and we have the blessings of the sun falcon. Right? The messenger bird brings the message, that the ancient wisdom. But the falcon is very fiery. It's like action. You have the message, now get to work. That's the message from the falcon. It's very powerful. Okay. Divine sun child. Okay, that's why the Egyptians who worship the sun, the falcon was so big, because it's a very powerful bird. And it not only holds that divine wisdom, but it also holds the power of God, which is manifestation, transmutation. Okay? You know, so community, coming together. So the community has to happen within first. And then, you know, unconditional love for self, unconditional love for the twin flame, regardless of whether you're in union or not. Okay, we have to get there. And so, but both of those start with the word divine, okay? The top card and the bottom card. I randomly open the deck like I do sometimes. What does that say? Again, divine. If you didn't know that you're divine, you are divine. Everyone is, whether you're twin flame or not. You are a divine, eternal being of light. And this says, protection of the winged mother. Hello, bird tribe, falcon medicine. That's a power bird. That is a powerful bird totem. It ain't no hummingbird, okay? Hummingbirds are beautiful, but this is the ascension bird, okay? And the Egyptians knew all about that. Golden sun, the ascension, awakening and ascension, the power of the falcon. The phoenix rising. Okay, so protection, right? Didn't I got that from this card, protection. I forgot what that one said. See how protected? It's like guarded. All right. Yeah, we're captains, but we got bodyguards. We got a team, right? We're shielded. We are protected. So there's probably other cards in that deck that start with the word divine or have it down in the, you know, the subheading or whatever on here, but this came out, past life, present power, the many spiritual faces of you, okay? And all three cards, top and bottom card, both started with divine. The random one I opened up to started with divine. So, if you didn't know, well, now you know. You are divine, okay? We all are divine. We have to come into the knowing of our own divinity. That's like the first step. Okay, so I pray that you all be blessed with the awareness of your own divinity. I love you. Blessings to you all, and peace be upon you all.